Far beyond the reach of human understanding, in the deepest corners of space, there were stars, much like our own sun, that burned bright and hot. But with the passage of time, the fuel that powered these stars began to run out. And when that happened, everything changed. One of these stars, known as a neutron star, was about to face a fate that fascinated astronomers. Dr. Leila stood in front of her computer screen in the space laboratory, watching the incoming data from the space observatory. She knew that neutron stars were unlike any other stars. These stars were ancient, dense, and mysterious to the point where understanding how they explode was a challenge even for the greatest minds. Everything starts after death, Leila muttered to herself as she scrolled through the images from space. But the death of neutron stars is no ordinary death. It's an explosion that shakes the universe itself. Years had passed since Leila started studying neutron stars, but she knew that there was a critical phase that began when a massive star ran out of nuclear fuel. At that moment, the core of the star collapses under its own gravity. The collapse happens so rapidly that the outer layers of the star explode, leaving behind an incredibly dense remnant known as a neutron star. When the collapse happens, material rapidly accelerates inward, condensing into a tiny sphere, Leila explained. The star that once was a massive ball of gas shrinks into something incredibly small, yet retains the same mass. The gravity becomes so strong that nothing can escape it, not even light. And this marked the beginning of the neutron star's formation. The matter inside the star becomes so dense that it's beyond comprehension. Every atom is crushed, and in place of them, the particles that make up the star's interior are only neutrons, held together by an intense gravitational force. But there's more to the story. In some cases, neutron stars don't stop at just collapsing. When neutron stars collide with one another, they generate a tremendous amount of energy, Leila said, her voice filled with excitement. The fusion between neutron stars leads to a massive explosion that sends waves of gamma rays and light across the universe. Scientists observed this phenomenon with awe. As neutron stars spin around each other at incredible speeds, a chemical reaction begins, and eventually they merge into a single, even more massive object. This merger causes an explosion so powerful that it lights up the cosmos. In some cases, the merger forms a black hole. When a neutron star explodes, the explosion releases gamma rays that can light up the universe for a brief moment, Leila explained. But what we know is that these explosions are some of the most powerful events in the universe, with energy waves that can continue to travel through space for millions of years. As time passed, scientists realized that despite being one of the smallest celestial bodies, neutron stars contained mind-boggling mysteries. The explosions that occur during a collision or supernova release light and gravitational waves, signals that travel through space, reaching us after billions of years. In the end, Leila stood before the window of her laboratory, gazing at the dark sky where distant neutron stars sparkled. Her heart was filled with awe. These stars don't just explode to create chaos, they reshape the entire universe, she thought, and every explosion is a new beginning. Neutron star explosions weren't just violent events, they were a catalyst for the creation of new elements, like gold and platinum. Perhaps it was these very explosions that explained the presence of these elements on Earth today, and in the end, Leila realized that neutron stars remained one of the greatest mysteries in space. How do they explode? How do they create gravitational waves? And how do they remain a constant source of wonder even as science progresses? But one thing was certain, these stars held within them secrets that could only be revealed when we acknowledged that the universe itself is filled with endless mysteries.